Back in the 80s, the gay community was dealing with AIDS. And people who had developed HIV and AIDS started to get very thin. The virus affected their body by going after their lean muscle and their body fat. That's when the bigger boned boys, so to speak, started to get a little more attention because it appeared that they were healthier, they had a little more skin color to them. One of the other sad things I remember with people with AIDS is it started to make them lose their hair. That's when I think body hair started to become a little more acceptable and more appealing. It takes testosterone to grow body hair. It's a sign of virility, it's a sign of masculinity.
The overall winner, your brand new and the very first Mr. International Bear, John Caldera.
For the contestants competing in IBR, it is an opportunity of a lifetime. I have formed friendships that I would not have formed if it were not for the title that I was fortunate to win in 1992. And so for all the contestants, I would wish them all their best. I would suggest that they put their best face and foot forward and smile.
The winner, or the award goes to Jay Duckworth!
I'm not gonna lie. If I find somebody out there that I find attractive, and the animal takes over, you know, inside, and the hunt starts, I'm gonna close the sale. This is the first time that I really knew that I wanted to be with a guy. It was 5th grade, choir class. The guy's name's Jerry. I'm not gonna give his last name. And he got an erection. And he made it thump through his pants, and he showed it to me. He was like, look, you can see my heart on. And at that moment, I knew I was gay. I knew like that I wanted to see it, and I wanted to kiss him, and I wanted to touch him.
Gay pride.
2 years ago, I didn't even know I was a bear. I didn't even know the culture existed. And then I found this really, really beautiful man who I fell in love with. And he said, "You're totally woofy." And I had no idea what even woofy was. And he said, "Well, you're a bear." And I still didn't know what that was. So he bought this book, and I can't remember, it had a lot of cartoons in it, but it was explaining like what the bear culture is and who the bears are. From that time on, I mean, I've just been discovering more and more and more and more about the community.
One night when I was in bed already, I heard Jay in the other room and thought nothing of it because I'm pretty used to hearing those kinds of noises out of Jay's room. And I get up the next morning and I walk out into the living room, and there's this belt laying on the floor with the belt buckle still buckled together, but the back of the belt was ripped away. So Jay had a
I had a gentleman collar. There's a feminine guy in front of me at Barnes & Noble at the coffee shop, you know, and he was trying to get a cup of coffee, and the two guys behind the bar were just saying, "What's that thing? The sticks that you put together. What is that? What's that called?" And I knew what he was doing. I knew what they were doing, you know. And they were like just jumbling around it. What is that? With a bunch of sticks. He got all the sticks together. And a guy moves over waiting for his cup of coffee. And I walked up and I said, "It's a fascia. They used them in Rome to represent the unity of everybody." I said, the other version of a bundle of sticks is faggots. And if you're gonna say faggot, just know that there's a 275-pound fucking ex-boxing Scotsman who's also a faggot behind the little guy. All right?
Jay decided he wanted to play bagpipes, so he did what every normal person would do. He called Scotland Collect information and talked to people over there who then got him the best prices on bagpipes and kilts. And Jay did practice bagpipes, and people would gather around and listen to him and watch him because nobody can tell if you're playing bagpipes badly.
Jay was so much larger, taller than the other kid. He was big. And I've always gone up to him and hugged him, and he was my bear. He's my big teddy bear. I always did say that. And I'd lay my head here and I'd say, "You're just like my big teddy bear." I had a big teddy bear when I was a kid, and I always said that to him. And when he said he was a bear, we just couldn't believe it. We laughed about it.
I hope I get out of IBR what I got out of the people I met at the Metro Bears. I hope I get more friends. I hope I get to meet more people. And I hope I get to kiss a lot more guys.
Yes, the first gentleman that I ever was with was a bear. I guess he was about the same age as I am. A big, stocky guy, probably about the same height. And it was just a kind of a one-time thing, and we just both kind of went our separate ways. I knew after that meeting with him that, I couldn't stay married because I couldn't pretend any longer that I was straight. I didn't realize that I was attracted to younger guys, but it seems like, the younger guys always caught my eye. And Tyler seemed more mature than the average, 22-year-old or 23-year-old at the time.
When we got together, I was 21 years old. So we used to joke, and I used to tell him that he was rocking the cradle and I was rocking the casket. So still a joke.
Yeah, little joke. Thanks. I'm 22 years older than Tyler, or he's 22 years younger than I am.
I guess I officially asked him to marry me on his birthday last year when I went out and got the rings, and he was surprised, but yet not.
Somewhat. Anytime I ever dated a woman, it was like, dinner and a movie and, pretty much the traditional type date, and then once I started meeting men, it was like, "Hi, how you doing? You want to go back to my place?" Kind of cut to the chase until I met Tyler. That's kind of all I was looking for, being freshly out.
Oh my God!
I competed last year, the same as Larry. I represented the Golden State Bears of Fresno. I really do think Larry has a chance. I definitely do. I'm completely biased, but I've never laid eyes on a more attractive man in my life.
Way back, I think I got my surfboard.
And this will be his first big bear event ever. And I remember my first bear event, and it really opens your eyes to, that you're such a part of a big thing. You have your bear club. We have a pretty large club here in Fresno. But until you walk through the doors at the Ramada Inn in San Francisco for IBR and see 1,000 other bears, just communing around the halls and whatnot, you really don't grasp the how immense and how wide scale this community is.
I want to win badly enough. I'll do anything I can that's not crossing the line morally, or, I'm not going to cheat, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to do anything immoral to win, but it would be sweet. I think anyone that would deny that, would be a little naive. But yeah, I think it'd be great. For 1 year, you could claim the title and be Mr. International Bear.
I've always known, probably since I was a teenager, that I was gay, but I always was thinking, well, I just not met the right girl. So I dated so many different girls and had many opportunities to get married, but never did. Yeah, I'm attracted to a masculine man. I'm not attracted to any femininity. If I was attracted to a feminine man, I'd probably gotten married to a woman and had kids, So that's how I looked at it. So I wanted a guy that was masculine, maybe had some hair, carried himself well, had a little bit deeper voice, and you just didn't find that at that other bar. So when I encountered this bar, I thought, well, these guys are more what I'm looking for here. So in the bear contest, most of them were all husky guys. I'm not necessarily saying muscle or fat or whatever. They just were normal guys. I mean, one of them might have a little bit of a gut, one of them might have a few more muscles showing, but a lot of them had hair, and it was more attractive than not. So that was my first experience about being involved or being around the gay community, bear community. I'm just a man who happens to be a bear, and I'm a horse trainer. I don't know that I can say anything different. I mean, I think as a horse trainer, you have to be a little more accepting and perceptive of what an animal talks to you, and maybe horse trainers and people that are involved with animals might be a little more accepting of people. And I think bears in the gay community are a little more accepting of everyone and don't really look at someone as far as if they're really sexy or cute or skinny or whatever as being perfect.
We're the Moonshine Bears of Kentucky. Grrr.
Being a gay man in Kentucky, I can't say it's easy. I can't say it's real hard either. I mean, it's somewhere in between. I think Lexington, we're fortunate enough that Lexington has a good population of a gay community. I don't think it'll ever be a situation where we'll be able to be comfortable having displays of open public affection like you might have in San Francisco or Fort Lauderdale or larger cities. There's still, a little more of a country environment here. You're kind of in the Bible Belt, and it's not something that is looked upon in a good light.
I hate to say it, but when he told me, I felt sick. It shocked me, and I just hate to say that that's how I felt. We were spending more and more time together, and I began to feel that Bill might be gay, and I began to think he was attracted to me. It was emotionally hit me very hard, and that's just the way, I think that's, from an emotional point of view, that's why I needed some time to deal with the change or whatever at that point.
It's the run for the roses as fast as you can. Your fate is delivered, your moment's at hand. It's the chance of a lifetime in a lifetime of chance. It's high time you've joined in the dance.
I think Bill has a very good opportunity to place in one of the top 4 positions at IBR. I think he has the personality that allows him to associate and to communicate with all the different types of people that would be there. Plus, he has a good common sense approach about life. He's genuine. It doesn't hurt that he's got a decent build and a nice hairy chest and a cute face. But he's a man's man too. I mean, he's into the horse industry. He does. I mean, his job is not easy. It requires physical strength to do what he does, and I just think it's nice to be able to have someone that represents that section of our gay culture. To know that a man's man can still be a gay man, still love another man, and still want that kind of companionship in his life. So I think he'll do very well as far as the contest this year.
I don't want to go to California and stink up the place and not do well, and not put my best effort forward. So I'd like to be able to say that the Moonshine Bears sent someone to California that was worth their while, and represented them in Kentucky in a positive way, and hopefully come home with a little something to show for it.
At age 6 or 7, as I was in 2nd grade, we had this male teacher start teaching. He was teaching 5th grade classes. And he had a mustache and was tall and very masculine, and something about that just intrigued me, and I can't say why. But he would wear button-up shirts, and he wouldn't wear a tie, so we could see hair coming out of the top of his shirt. And something intrigued me. I even actually saw him in the bathroom in a stall in the toilet and saw hair on his legs. I mean, just funny thing to talk about, but it just was, okay, what was that I just saw? Kind of wondering what that's all about. And that's the furthest memory that I have of having any kind of interest in hair. This is Sundance Saloon. This is where I country western dance every Sunday that I'm in town. My involvement goes way beyond dancing. I'm on the board of directors for the Sundance Association, which puts on Sundance Saloon. I also teach line dance here, but I'm opening manager, so it's my responsibility to set up, make sure the volunteers are here, make sure the door's ready, make sure the place is pretty much ready for our customers to come in starting at 6 o'clock. My involvement started when I went with some friends out to the Leather Bear Bar, which I had only frequented a couple times. And I discovered they built a dance floor and had a DJ booth, and there were men dancing together, and my jaw just dropped to the ground. You don't see that at the disco clubs. It's all freestyle there. So it was just an amazing thing to see, and it was the fact that two guys could hold each other and dance that attracted me to it mostly. Actually, a friend told me who knew me prior to learning to dance that my self-esteem and image and everything just skyrocketed after I learned how to dance. It seems like every bear event I go to, I always bring up dancing, and I know I brought several bears out to dancing in San Francisco that didn't know it existed. So it's kind of nice to bring that aspect out. I wouldn't mind at one of the bear events having maybe a country western workshop or a couple hours or two for country western dancing, teach some lessons to them, just get bears involved in it. I get called a dancing bear all the time. People just say, there's that dancing bear Dave or whatever.
7, 8, side, forward, coaster, step, step, turn, rock, step.
When most people think of the gay community, they think of the stereotypical disco dancing twink. And Dave definitely doesn't fit into that subculture. He's a charmer. He knows that he has an audience, and he wants to please the audience. And that's a good performer. Just because Dave is from San Francisco doesn't mean he has a home court advantage. And he's got to really want this in order to win.
My major goal is to win. If I win, it's going to be a fun time. My qualifications are this: I have a great personality. I have great, people skills. I'm very outgoing. I love dealing with people, and I think that's going to be the winning aspect of it.
My definition of a bear is somebody who is masculine. Generally, they have facial hair and or body hair. But truly, he is a person who is confident in himself and confident with those that he's around. And he's generally a good-natured individual, very warm and friendly. When I was growing up, I was picked on an awful lot about being the fat kid and being the nerdy kid and all of that. I've struggled with my weight all my life. This experience of being Mr. Florida Leather Bear just really helps me realize that there are people who appreciate me for who I am, and that I should just keep continuing to be that person and to be the best person that I can be.
I am the Mr. Florida Leather. I won the state finals in Florida. The winner of the Mr. Florida Leather then becomes a judge for the Mr. Florida Leather Bear contest. Eric's competition, we had 6 guys, and they were all great. I mean, and basically what we were looking for on a bear was a guy who was well-spoken, who looked like a bear, basically, who knew what the bear culture was all about. What makes him a bear is the fact that he is hairy. He knows what being a bear means as far as caring for other men who are of the similar, interests, and who's very involved with the community. Most bears are very, very involved in doing something for the community. Like the benefit we're doing tonight is definitely something bears get involved.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, wow.
This is going to be a children's art center.
Okay.
And it's for children who are affected by HIV.
Good. Eric Siglin.
Yes, Eric. I've seen you
We've
before.
talked. Terrell
we've met.
introduced
Yeah,
us and
yeah.
kind of in passing. So.
Are you a bear?
Yes.
Okay. The fundraiser at the platform turned out to be one of our most interesting fundraisers. The guys really put on a performance.
Tonight, we're selling raffle tickets to raise funds for the Reed Center. It's the center that we saw the other night for children affected by AIDS and HIV. So tonight, people can purchase raffle tickets and win different door prizes that we have for them tonight. So it's been a lot of people pouring out support, lots of different things going on tonight, and it's the whole community pulling together to help out children. It's a great cause.
4-8, 2, 2, 1. 4-8, 2, 2, 1.
Ever since I filled out the forms and submitted them for the competition, I've decided I'm going to be myself. I'm putting everything that I have into it. I'm putting all of me into it. I have a power cage, and this can be used for a number of exercises. It can be used for bench press, it can be used for shoulder press. And then for cardio, I have the treadmill here, and probably the least favorite exercise, doing cardio. And I've placed it here by this door so that it actually faces the living room and faces the television. So I can put something entertaining on and do a half hour or 40 minutes on the treadmill and not notice it quite so badly. I know who I am, and I know what I'm about. And I know where my strengths are, I know my weaknesses, and I think I carry that with me where I go. So I'm going to give my best toward this. As such, I'm hoping that my best will be good enough to win.
I do feel sorry for straight people because they're stuck to these societal rules and these kind of games that are expected of you in society, that you have these processes to abide by when you're doing things with a girl or dating or married or anything. There's just those unwritten rules that you abide by, and in the gay world that's not necessarily the case at all. I just feel that we're already rejected by society, so we've broken all the rules, so we have no rules. We've already broken the rule, so we can do anything we want, and we do.
Well,
and you got a dick poking around in your butt. Feels good because it's poking on the old walnut. And you know when it hits the walnut, because that's the spot. Your prostate. Hit that and life's a whole new vision. That's where it all happens. I wasn't a popular kid. You know, didn't play football, didn't do all that stuff. So I had girlfriends that were just friends. And I always wanted that experience of dating. I never dated anybody, ever. And I just wanted to know what that feeling was like, and it was wonderful to finally be asked out on a date by somebody. And it just would happen to be a guy. And it was great. And then lots of guys asked me out on a date. And I would get asked out pretty much every night. It was just really fun. It was a whole new experience. And it was nice feeling wanted by somebody. You know, just in, you know, the feeling popular, that you're being wanted by society instead of being rejected. It's good. Oh my God, you're already in. I'm like, I said half that water's gonna be gone by the time we're in there. I'm like, where are we here to the neighbors?
Well, she knows.
What'd you say?
She knows.
Okay, cool.
Just be nicking Pepin all the time.
Oh God, this is hot.
The towels. So they're gonna try to get out here.
Chili. Oh yeah, here we go. What are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Oh. See here? I can put up here.
Just anywhere. Oh. Let's set up here.
Okay.
Burr, 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 burr.
Let's go over. We are. This is cozy.
Hurry up, it's cold.
This is cozy bowl.
Okay. We need to go over there.
Oh, overflow.
Oh yeah, we'll run it over. Don't worry about the overflow.
I said when we get out, it's gonna be like half empty.
Yeah, it will be. All bear communities that I've been to, they're all friendly. I mean, when you're from out of town, they say what club you're with, and they're just happy to see you. For so many years, as individuals, we felt not part of the gay movement. Like you look at gay porn, and you saw guys that were like totally unlike you, and you figured, well, do I really belong in gay culture? And then suddenly, we had a home.
Alan's one of the best friends you'll ever have in the world. His heart is where it's at. He is very honest. He cares a lot about people. He needs things to do in his life. He parties with the best of us. He drinks booze out of belly buttons when it's needed. He'll do anything for anybody that loves him. I love you, Alan.
I'm going to be very relieved when this whole thing's over. I had no idea how involved emotionally I would get or could get with something like this. And again, it's not necessarily competitive, it's just my nature. If I'm going to do something and I say I'm going to represent, my organization, then that's what I expect to do, and I've got to make sure I'm prepared for that, and I want to do my best. If my name's associated with it or my title's associated with it, it's going to be the best I've got to do that.
We've got bears coming from all over. We've got bears coming from internationally. They're coming from England and Spain this year. We've got bears coming from Seattle, from Portland, from Florida, New Jersey, Kentucky, and then quite a few from the California area as well.
My strategy is to be myself. I want to go have fun. I want to enjoy myself. I'm not going to overstress about it. just be me and do what I want to do.
I'm pretty excited about it. Just kind of curious what they look like, what the personality styles are. I'm pretty confident.
In horse racing, everybody likes to win. You know, we have one race, you have one person that's really happy, and maybe another second or third people finishing second or third that are satisfied. Everybody else is disappointed. So, you know, I think if I go away with, you know, the win, it would be a thrill. I just feel lucky to be here and just hope to have a good time.
I'm sure they can all kick my ass.
I hope the best for everyone, you know, and I think it'll be a good experience for whoever wins.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I didn't come out here to fucking lose. I'm ready.
I feel pretty good. I know it's going to be tough competition, though. And I think that the competition will be quite stiff.
Hi, we're the judges for the International Bear Rendezvous. The weekend's a pretty full weekend, both for contestants and judges, but the contest literally kicks off the minute they walk in the door of IBR. Even though they're not official events, they're being watched from the minute they start. What we're looking for is who best represents the image that we have and that everyone else has of what a bear really is. And it's, you know, it's looks. I mean, obviously, you know, the first thing about being a bear is how you look.
The biggest thing for me that I would look for in an international Mr. Bear or Mr. Cub, gregariousness, extroversion, the ability to kind of get people, kind of be like the Pied Piper to get people behind them.
One of the things I look for is an openness. We want the person basically to represent us. We also want them to welcome others into our community. They're going to be doing, you know, charity events with, you know, drag queens, with leathermen, with people from all different walks of life in the gay community. And we want them to feel that they can, you know, approach this person.
The competition actually breaks down into the pre-events, such as the raffle ticket sales and the meet and greet, and various observations throughout the weekend, culminating into the big event, which is the contest, which is held on stage, where the contestants really get to strut their stuff and show off what they have to not just us, but also the audience at large.
You don't have to be nervous, it's just really fun. 3 days of fun. Don't be anxious and nervous and go for it. But if you want to have the best, you have to be very good. Have a good time, and I'm really glad not to be in the contest this year because, well, very good looking.
I didn't think they were going to be as good looking as they were. You know, I said that last night, but it's like a lot of them were just like really good looking men.
You know, there's so many different people, so many different sizes and shapes that, you know, it's hard to say, you know, how I would measure up, I guess.
It's really hard to isolate any one particular person because everyone has their strengths. It's a really good group of guys.
Peter from London, I think he's got some good qualities that would be, he, I think, will be doing well.
He has a real tall, husky guy, has a beautiful voice, just makes you melt to listen to him talk. He typifies what people would consider a bear, and very masculine, very handsome man.
Peter, really good looking guy, really tall, total bear. He was the first one that when we went into the room, I was like, wow, that's my worst competition.
To be quite honest, I never really thought of myself as a bear, and it was actually just by chance that I got involved in this competition anyway, because my partner and I have a friend who's much more my idea of a bear. I mean, he's a huge, great guy, covered in hair, has a beard and everything, and we were going to take him onto the London Bear competition, and he backed out at the last minute. So we went to the competition and they said, oh, go on, it's for charity, you enter. And I didn't really think that I'd win London Bear. And then, of course, naturally, I went on to Mr. Bear UK. So there you go. Perhaps I am a bear, I don't know.
The raffle ticket sales are a very important part of the competition. We observe the contestants selling them, and they get to raise money for charity. You start by positioning your hands on the guy's crotch, and then you pull down. But it's not enough just to do this. You really have to give him something extra to make it worth the $5. A lot of guys roll their head around. What you want to do is get the guy to the point of arousal, then tear off the raffle tickets, collect your $5, and move on to the next guy.
For the first 2 days of IBR, the contestants have no idea who the judges are. And the meat and potatoes of the competition is watching the contestants when they don't realize they're being watched, because that's when we get to see who they really are, when they're down on their knees with their faces in people's crotches.
Wait, I want tickets. I'm pretty sure I went through 3 packets of tickets before anybody else had come up to get more tickets. I went through mine and went and got 2 more packets really fast.
I'm not real comfortable, being out in front of a crowd or being up. So it's a little difficult, and I'm getting a little nervous.
Yes? Ready? What's gonna cost me a foot?
It was a little overwhelming with the mass of people in the Lone Star. It was feeling like a sardine in a can. There wasn't much room to move around, but it worked out pretty good.
You're a beautiful human being, man. How many you would like?
Got these. And it's not what you're thinking. The knee pads are because we're going to be selling all those tickets. And the Metro Cub from last year was like, get knee pad.
I've had a lot of experience selling raffle tickets at other events, and I'm pretty successful at it. And they discovered that during my Mr. San Francisco Bear contest.
We have to be on our best behavior, if you will, with everyone, because they're watching how we interact with other people.
Some of the things that we had to do for the raffle tickets was rather demeaning.
Spread those legs, spread them.
You get somebody with a kilt that wants to be measured all the way up, and then you find that there's still some residues of lube. Something that they did earlier on and didn't bother to wash off. Not to.
You know, all in all, there are some standouts. Peter's like a gorgeous guy. He's a pro at selling raffle tickets. He's a pro at balls and boots. He really does look like the bear.
I think all the guys did really well. I know it's a very hard event for a lot of people because this, a lot of us just are not that outgoing. And although I have to say, Scott did impress me with coming in with the whole gladiator outfit.
Scott Hunter sure knows how to make an entrance. I mean, the whole gladiator thing was just kind of like, whoa, who's that? But I got to give the guy a lot of credit. He took a risk and did his homework, but said, I got to stand out and I got to be different, and he certainly did. And the guy's kind of a marketing genius for doing that.
People are here for different reasons. Some people are here to get laid. Some people are here to, I don't know, experience IBR. And some of us are here to win. And it's starting to show who's here to win.
All right, and the winner of the Mr. SoCal Bear 2003 contest here at Bearquake 3D is contestant number 8, Scott Hunter.
The bear movement in the next 5 years is really going to take over. I think that people are tired of the will and grace. People have seen the queer eye for the straight guy, the queer as folk, and it's that pretty image, that very gay image. And now they're going to see a community that looks straight and acts straight and is everywhere in the community. Okay, thank you guys for coming up. I'm just going to go over a brief view of what I'm asking all of you to do and help me this weekend. I'm going to hopefully get you guys all bags that look like this. There's 3 things in your bags tonight. The first one is this one, has my business card, and has a little pig on it. And that's to give out to really cute guys who you think may be a good candidate to be my husband. The second thing is going to be a little lollipop that looks like this, and it's going to have a little flyer attached to it saying welcome to IBR 2004, love Mr. SoCal Bear. I'm also going to give each one of you 10 footballs. Take the footballs and throw them to people in the lobbies. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. So I will put those in these things for you.
You guys get some bears? Yes. Happy Valentine's Day for Mr. SoCal.
In my eyes, Scott's just trying too hard to win and less to have fun. All of the other contestants have seen the way he has really put himself out to try to be in the front and to try to show that he's there and he's really in it to win it. And I think it's just making everybody else feel uncomfortable around him.
I was with a group of his friends, and he came up and he was joking, but he kept telling them, oh no, they're not supposed to be talking to the enemy because I'm the competition and all that stuff. And he was kind of joking and, you know, whatever.
He's got some guys in t-shirts that say, you know, we love Mr. Southern California. And he's also passing out lollipops. And he has an advert in the run book. So those 2 things I thought were really, really cool. Pretty smart, you know.
We're in America here. This is the land of the free and the brave, and people have opportunities and they have to make choices about what they want. I mean, after all, if you had a dream since you were a little boy to be Mr. Bear somewhere, why on earth shouldn't you go for that?
You gotta take what you got and put it out there and let people decide whether or not they want to find out more about you.
We had a little bit of an incident, and one of our contestants actually had to drop out. Peter Coster was coming off the stage to meet the contestants' party. It's a very tight squeeze, and the stairs aren't very wide. His heel caught the stairs the wrong way, and he kind of slid down and sprained his ankle.
One down.
Just kind of changed the whole dynamic of the contest. I mean, it definitely had an effect on everybody involved.
He's no longer in the competition because I guess he's in a great deal of pain, and we'll be going back to England.
I took an initial jump, and then there was a secondary step to go down, which I didn't quite judge. And so part of my foot just went to one side. My foot came underneath me, and I sort of felt a crack and fell backwards. I've been taking these painkillers that I've got for gout, and they do make you a bit woozy, but I keep kind of having a little laugh to myself. So I read you my poem, okay? So, did you see me trip and fall on Friday at the Eagle, looking like the dying flight of a San Francisco seagull? Was it the sight of all those bears that made it come to pass that I should fly up in the air and come down on my arse? Or was it just the musk and fur that made my eyesight blur, or a momentary vision of me dressed up as Ben-Hur? But bears don't give up easy, you will never hear them whine. Get on with it, and grunt and growl is an attitude of mine. So it's with a warm heart and a glow of pride and some elation that I'll fly back soon to the UK for some well-earned hibernation. So there you go.
We hated to see the gentleman from England drop out. He just gracefully bowed out, you know, and it's really sad.
I feel bad for Peter. He pulled out of the competition. I guess his ankle was bothering him pretty bad, and he had some other reasons that he didn't go into. He came and announced this morning that he was going to withdraw himself from the rest of the competition. And I feel bad for him because it's a long way to come from London, England, to have to pull out at the last minute for something. And I know his ankle was hurting him a lot. It was blowing up pretty bad.
The contest just started, and he hurts his ankle. Plus, he's like a really nice guy. He's just a sweetheart of a guy.
The guy from London, Peter, hurt his ankle or something, so he's dropped out of the competition. And he was one of the ones I was worried about the most. Now, you're the favorite now. Everybody's talking about you. The judges like you. Keep going with what you're doing, and things are going to go great.
Anything negative?
No.
So, it's been an intense weekend, so let's take a look back at some of our contestants through the weekend. So, Dave, well, Dave's the paddle guy. You know, that's what definitely stands out for me is that, you know, the whole story and the whole drama that developed around the sisters and him getting his ass paddled on stage by some guy that paid to paddle his ass.
I'd say the silver lining definitely is that the other guys actually pitched in so he
Yeah.
could try to exact his revenge.
My wonderful new friends have decided to help me out in getting retaliation. They will raise $300 to get Steve back for what he did to me.
You know, after the fact rumor, it sounds like he didn't give the guy quite the whack that he got, though.
If anything, it seems to have proved a bonding experience for the contestants. Oh, Bill, that accent.
I gotta say how impressed I am with Bill and his fitness thing and all that, because, like, you know, apparently he'd been exercising, you know, even harder. I guess he exercises anyways, but for the contest, he even tried more physical fitness, whereas, you know, my preparation for the contest was basically eating.
I'm on the fence about, you know, that a bear has to be a big, heavier set guy. I mean, you know, bears, I think, come in all shapes and sizes, and a guy, every time he walks into the room, it's like, God, look at those ripping muscles. I mean, man, and he's kind of like the gym teacher that I always had a crush on in high school. You know, it's a great thing. I love it. So Eric kind of threw me for a curve because, you know, seeing him and talking to him initially, he seems like this just soft teddy bear, and then to find out that he's really into the S&M and the leather and the fetish, it was kind of kinky, kind of hot, but it really kind of threw me for a curve. But I'm thinking, yeah, you go. You know, it was pretty cool. Alan's quite the hot guy, and you know, even without being a contestant, I'm sure he would have been extremely popular this whole weekend. I mean, every time I turned around, there he was, you know, either making out with a different guy or heading back to his room with somebody, and you know, good for him. Good for him. I mean, God knows, we all probably want to be there too, but he's the Hugh Hefner of the group.
Jay Duckworth is a big guy. And I'm not talking on the outside, I'm talking on the inside. He has a big heart. And it comes through. When you're around the guy, you see that. There's a warmth emitting from him that everybody can sense. And he's just a very genuine and kind person.
Larry has this, like, sheepish, oh shucks quality about him, and it's kind of hard not to be taken for that, because it's almost like, it's like rooting an underdog, whatever. I mean, he seemed nervous, but he was just kind of just getting through it and, like, doing his thing, and I think that was really endearing.
Every time I turned around, it was like, vote for Scott Hunter, vote for Scott Hunter, here's a cup, here's a ball, come to this party, come see this, come do this. It was like, geez, when is this gonna stop? He's been the biggest seesaw ride for me this whole weekend. You know, 1 minute I'm like, yeah, he's it. And then the next minute is like, if I hear or see Scott Hunter one more time, I'm gonna, you know, whatever.
I have to say that, you know, he's kind of starting to win me over a little bit, and I'm really eager to see what he's gonna do on stage. I get the feeling we're gonna see something pretty cool.
Go take a little Pepsi, a little gassy, a little bloated.
I got a little last minute grooming to do, make sure I'm looking my best. I could probably look my worst and do okay. But just a few more touch-ups to do and I'm ready to go.
I'm beginning to feel a little nervous about the event. I'm not real comfortable, being out in front of a crowd or being up on stage. So it's a little difficult, but I think, just try to enjoy myself and try to relax and do my best.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've already got many shots of me with this. I sometimes think I might get it, and I sometimes think I won't get anything. Because as I get to know some of these guys more, I'm starting to know more about what they've got going on, and they're good guys, and they've got a lot going on. And I've never known anything about them, and now I get to know them, and there's competition. I mean, as long as there's 14 other contestants, there's competition.
There's not much I can do about it now. It's in the judge's hands, and whatever happens tonight, so it'll be a big relief, of course, when all your responsibilities are done, and then it'll just be, it's a matter of waiting and stuff.
I sat there arguing you guys never said
It's called Go Out There and Win. And I'm gonna do my best. And the first thing after I win, I'm gonna go and call my mom. And she'll say, I knew you were gonna win. And so that's that. I hope. I mean, I can't get cocky now because, you never know. But I'm gonna do my best. And I think I'm coming away with something.
My strategy is just to be myself. I think that's the best strategy one can have, is just to go out, be yourself, be friendly, and enjoy the evening. That's what it's all about.
Please welcome this year's contestants for the International Bear Competition 2004. One will gain the title of Mr. International Cub. One will lead as Mr. International Grizzly Bear. One will earn the title of Mr. Daddy Bear, and one will claim the laurel wreath as Mr. International Bear 2004. Now comes Caesar, who strides forth to oversee the contest. Please give a warm welcome to the Ursine legend, the one, the only, Lurch.
Citizens of Verona, I bid you welcome and salute you. How the fuck does Celine Dion do that every night? Like the outfit? From the Anna Nicole collection. It's cheap and looks it. All right, then let's get this party started and meet this year's contestants. On Friday night, each of our contestants was asked to prepare a 1-minute speech on this topic. Please describe your favorite moment of IBR 2004, or describe the teddy bear you created for the silent auction. Number 4, Bill Howard of Lexington, Kentucky.
How are y'all doing tonight? Good? Good. Well, there's so many memorable moments of IBR, but my most exciting time and the most thing I'll probably remember is last night when one of our bears, David, got spanked a little too hard. We kind of got some money together and delivered a fella that give him the spank and a little bit of a lesson, we hope, to not be quite so hard on us. And that's one of the most important things about being a bear and the bear community. I was in the Marines, and the bear community is the first time I've ever really felt in the gay community or being a gay man that I had a brotherhood. And last night's experience kind of typifies what I feel like being a bear and a man and being a part of a brotherhood and a sense of belonging. And that's why I made this bear, a little Marine bear, to kind of typify the brotherhood of the bears. So anyway, that's my story, and hopefully you guys be all right. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Contestant number 5, Scott Hunter.
All right, let me remember this. IBR is almost done, but we all had a lot of fun. B is for building friendships that last forever. E is for entertaining on my knees in the cold weather. A was for the acceptance that we shared this weekend. And R was raising money for charities to show that we care. And S is for service of a great community. I don't want my speech to be really long and corny, but you guys watching you this weekend has made me really, really horny. 2 more things before I'm done. I've learned to say the word bear in 30 different tones. But before I go and become aloof, I wanted to give you all a great big woof.
Talk about wrapping yourself in the flag. Number 6, Eric Siglin.
In decorating my bear, I wanted to keep with the theme of the Greco-Roman culture that we have here this evening, and so I put the toga on the bear. The toga is a comfortable and accessible garment. Just as bears are comfortable to be around and generally accessible. Now, there were several reasons why I chose this particular fabric. Now, the fish that are on the fabric are emblematic of the life that's in the waters around my state. Now, that life is emblematic of the life in this room. There's just an abundance of energy the moment that I arrived here, and it's continuing through tonight. Also, the different colors of the fish on the garment tell us about the different cultures and backgrounds of the people that are here. So find your ways to remember this weekend and keep it special for you for all times. Thank you, everyone.
Larry Carpenter.
I'm supposed to tell you what most, here we go. I'm supposed to tell you what the most memorable experiences this weekend has been. Now, this is my first time coming to IBR, so all others have told me, all I knew is what others had told me. Recounting the moments give me so much to choose from. Meeting my fellow contestants for the first time, having all these gorgeous men pawing at me while selling raffle tickets at the Eagle. A great private mixer for us put on by the Bears of San Francisco. One of the most exciting things was seeing my cub get spanked by the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. I love you, baby. These moments are burned into my mind, and and part of it is burned onto my cub's butt. It's impossible. I'd like to thank everybody for this experience.
Contestant number 13, Alan Matthews.
Thank you. I was originally going to talk about my teddy bear as well, but following my other bear members here, I want to talk about what happened the other night at bingo. And I, too, have a most memorable moment from when Dave came off the stage from taking his wax. And when he came back there, all the bears, in unity, without saying anything to each other, joined to meet him behind the curtain in a big hug, just to show their appreciation and their sorrow for what he had just been through. And that was very, very overwhelming for me. And it really brought us all together in a nice unity of brotherhood for the contest. And we've all been really good ever since and working well together. And it's been wonderful. And I appreciated that. Thank you.
Contestant number 14, Dave Hayes.
Well, I am going to talk about my ass getting whacked last night. Yeah, I was the brunt of a friend who decided to take advantage and spend $200 to get a couple whacks out. And these guys, these 15 guys who were here last night, they came back. I mean, that was the first thing they did. They came back to find out how I was. I thought some retaliation was in order. I asked them, hey, you got some money? Bring it up, let's get this guy back. Not a single one hesitated. A 20 from each of them, $300, an additional 100 from the audience. We got this guy back. He got 4 whacks, 100, one for each $100. So I did this bear. This is this is the bruises that were left. This heart, this is the love I have for those guys back there. Thank you very much.
Contestant number 15, Jay Duckworth.
Sorry about that. I picked the topic to be what I had for my most favorite moment in IBR, and I was going to talk about this big, burly, Barry lesbian that I met this morning, who was walking with her partner of 20 years down to City Hall to get her marriage license. But that's not it. It was going to be last night when we all gathered around David after he got his ass smacked really hard, and we thought we got to get his pride back, we got to support our brother. That's not it. Then also I thought about the first time that we all met, all of us up in that room up there, and we're all looking at each other and we're all kind of scared and nervous and excited, but that's not it. To be really honest with you guys, my favorite moment of IBR is right now, because I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you guys that we should go back to our communities, every one of us. Every one of us needs to go back to our communities and fight inequities that are happening, because we are not going to be satisfied with scraps from the table of joy ever again.
And now back in the arena, our MC, Lurch.
Once again proving that while there are limits to what I will do in the privacy of my own home, there are no limits to what I will do in public. Now everybody's favorite part of the competition, when we get to really know the contestants. This is when we learn what desires lurk in the hearts of a bear, stripped down to the essence. The raw energy, the masculine touchstones, and we get to look at Nasser too. Contestant number 15, Jay Duckworth. At 6'3", 345 pounds, with killer baby blues, this aggressive verbal top bear man, hero seeks faithful ward and boy wonder for late night adventures. Applicants must have experience in rough and tumble situations and lots of rope skill. Jokers need not apply. Number 14, Dave Hayes. Wanted, cuddly, furry, sexy creatures for high-tech fun. Must enjoy the heat and sound of servers and switches. Should enjoy an occasional good hard drive and be able to transmit or receive. Dave Hayes. Number 13, Alan Matthews. 37-year-old lumberjack looking for a new logging camp with an open bunk. Versatile, able to both set a choker and mount a spar pole. Able to operate all manner of heavy equipment. Used to work in sensitive terrain. will work for trade. Number 13, Alan Matthews. Contestant number 8, Larry Carpenter. This 44-year-old furry and friendly country bear keeps busy with cooking, fishing, and more than an occasional workout under the sheets. Contestant number 8, Larry Carpenter. Number 6, Eric Siglin. Eric is a 40-year-old leather bear who is a formidable 5'10", 280-pound daddy. He's welcoming of frisky clubs to play in his naturally thick bearskin rug. He's always on the hunt for trainable cubs to perform at his own private circus. Eric Siglin. Number 5, Scott Hunter. Class is now in session. If you want into Principal Hunter School, you need to remember a few rules. Bigger is always better. Naughty is not a bad thing. Uniforms are always optional. Detention can be an extracurricular activity. Eating in class is acceptable. And remember, the principal's door is always open. Number 5, Scott Hunter. Number 4, Bill Howard. Mr. Kentucky Bear 2003 is an in-charge kind of guy who likes to make the first move. He can be rock hard in seconds when aroused. A horseman by profession, he has handled many studs in the breeding shed. He loves the feel, smell, and look of leather and becomes a licking, sucking, and fucking machine with a harness and chaps on. Willing, ready, and physically able to pound your ass with Junior, he'll make you shoot the biggest load of your life. Bill Howard.
Please welcome to the stage Mr. International Bear 2003, Klaus Riegel.
Yes. And now the time has come that I must face the final curtain.
There's people who don't understand what I'm trying to do or what the title has potential for. They look at the process as just a big glamour, showy thing. That's fine if they think it's silly, but I don't. I take it seriously, and I want some good to come from me holding the title or anyone holding the title to further the Bears into better positions in the future and helping others.
And more, much more than this, I did it my way.
My personality, I think, has just shined through the entire weekend. And I feel I've been very positive, very outgoing. I really feel I have a really good chance of taking this.
I've planned each every step, each hairy course along the fairway. And I did what I had to do and saw it through without.
I do things in a loud way. I come out with big boom, and people either like me or they don't like me. And I find that it's only about 3 or 4 people who have some negative things to say about me, as compared to the 500 that I've met that are wonderful and social and love talking to me.
I've become confident that I am me. This is the way I look. And I'm honored that somebody really thinks that I'm an attractive man. individual. It goes back to the old saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so, in a lot of cases, being a bear is really kind of a state of mind.
Bears are very normal kind of masculine guys that just happen to be gay, and I pretty much treat everybody with respect, whether they're gay or straight or black or white. It doesn't really matter. And I mean, it really shouldn't matter who you're sleeping with as long as you're a good person, you know?
I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill.
We're inventing our own language and we're inventing our own society. It's not like something that's already happened. It's like a whole new world. It's like Alice falling into the hole. There's like this whole beautiful place that's comfortable and caring in the gay world. You're not automatically judged when you come into, in this world. These are men who are okay with being men, and there's no standard that you have to fulfill. It's what's in your heart. It's what's in your heart as a human being. If I win, that would be really, really pretty amazing.
For what is a bear? What has he done? If not his good.
You have to put out 100% of yourself. There's no giving less than that in order to fully compete and in order to win. For the 4 men that do win a title, it will change their life forever.
I took the blows and did it my
So this is it.
This is the big moment.
The winner will be announced.
Okay. Gentlemen, those of you who have been in a competition or seen a competition that I've emceed, I do not announce winners because I feel anybody who's given up their time to be here, to work with us, to help make this event what it is, and to help raise money for charity is definitely a winner. So let's have a big hand for all of the contestants. We're presenting the award for Mr. International Cub. Mr. International Cub is contestant number 3, Juan Vieira. Our international daddy bear, the judges have chosen Bill Howard. Presenting the award, the judges have chosen from International Mr. Grizzly Bear title, Jay Duckworth. The Mr. International Bear for 2004 is Scott Hunter. Gentlemen, Judges, contestants, thank you all for your support and your help. Photo opportunity for our award winners. Join us in the winner's circle in the hospitality suite. And I hope you will all join us next year. Thank you and have a good evening.